Hi my friends, CA here. This week I'm going to share a Harry Potter 4D puzzle we happened to find at Costco. Not a big fan of Costco, but sometimes you can stumble upon really great finds, especially just before the holiday season. So let's see what's inside. They're the foam topographical pieces, foundation, the standard puzzle pieces. Look, it's the castle. These are all the building pieces, the models. This reminds me of one of those, like those car models. I don't know if you ever did those as a kid. Set of instructions, talking about how to put the layers together. A guide on the 3D puzzle. Just sort of talking about the different layers. So layer 1, jigsaw map of the world. Layer 2, topography map based on the 3D pieces. And then layer 3 is the 3D structures. That shows you where, and it gives you a little bit of information on the structures. So stickers, I'm guessing these are to adhere the structures. Map of layer 1, so the 2D puzzle. On the flip side is layer 2, when you add in that whole 3D layers to the puzzle. First layer is just a traditional puzzle. This map will be sort of like my puzzle box picture as a guide. Looking at this map here, it shows there are some major color, like you've got a white area and you got a brown area, and then you have these multicolor things. So while I was sorting through edge pieces, I decided to put in some really rough sorting from like the blue lakey area to all the brown to the white down here, and then some of the colors that seem to be kind of crests and things. The first layer of the puzzle is done. Usually when you do a puzzle you sort based by light colors, but this puzzle actually had a lot of great areas that you could work on from these side panels. It's almost like you're working on these mini puzzles and then you're able to slide them in. Snow area from Hogsmeade. There was this brownish area that was Forbidden Forest, and then this outside border. So it actually made it easy with all the pieces to sort of sort it and put it together pretty quick. But that is just the first layer of the puzzle. The second layer is to add in this topography, this bag of the 3-dimensional pieces. And these foam pieces, once you put it together, areas where you're going to cut out the 4D sculptures, the buildings, so they nest right into the foam. And this is similar to the Burrow 3D puzzle. It's that same kind of foam puzzle piece that you're going to be using. What I like about the puzzle itself is even on the first layer is some of the detail. They have all the key areas that you know of. They have these Whomping Willow Passage and the One-Eyed Witch Passage, so these underground walkways, and of course the Hogwarts Express. So I just love how all of this is incorporated in the bottom layer. So this gets built right on top of the second layer. You can see some of these pieces have this yellow edge to it, so that represents the border, so that will kind of help. I have all of the outline for the lake and I just have to build out from there. We've done the typography version of the puzzle. It's that 3-dimensional foam. Actually, this part took less time than the puzzle underneath, mainly because it had sort of large chunks, so not so many pieces. And
it didn't do like the full overlap.
Didn't do the full overlap.
It was just the main map area.
So right now, this kind of floats around, so double-sided dot things.
It comes included, so you don't have to go out and buy it.
You're gonna put these on in this frame area, not the lake. I don't think we need to use all of these. And I've been putting them sort of at joints on the puzzle. Try to move this in. So then we have the last layer, which is the 3D models. Find the location of the 3D building on the map, and this little map points them out. Okay, so before we actually do that, we have to build some of the structures, and this instruction book indicates how to build. But I like here, most of them are just 2 pieces, like it's the building and the snowy top or the roof on it. But clearly, if we look at the Hogwarts It has multiple pieces. This one is the Quidditch pitch.
So now I'm just gonna grab this one first.
This is the
Hungarian horntail.
the horntail with the egg. Yep. There's no build to the train. So now that we've built our models, we're going to take the foam inserts out, which may be easier said than done. And then we slide the buildings in, and that'll hold them in place. At least the foam is sort of cut to hold, so the pieces do sit nicely once they're in there. There we go.
All completely put in and done.
Realign our foam. So that is our Wizarding World 4D puzzle that we found by chance at our local Costco. And it's done, and it looks great. I love the fact that it's a puzzle, so there's kind of an activity instead of it just being like a poster or a map that you can just put on your desk area with your Harry Potter stuff. Yeah. And I like the fact that it was like these 3 steps to it. Your standard puzzle, this topography, 3D foam, and then the models that you got to build.
I really liked that with the foam puzzle pieces that they only did the map instead of covering the whole puzzle, so the map pops out a bit more, and like the crests of all the houses, the Hogwarts crest and everything. I think that was a really cool idea. I also like the fact that they made the models go in the puzzle instead of just sit on top or be sticked onto it. So they stay on more, and it's a lot harder to knock them over or something.
They seem like they're part of the scenery too. And I'm a fan too of these little vignettes that they have at the side of key either characters or moments in the story. There's other little illustrations that get covered and aren't repeated on the topography level of the puzzle, which is kind of too bad. You can find us here on Mondays talking about things to try, things that don't really fit in any of our other playlists, such as puzzles. If you like this content, like to see more content, like it, be sure to give this a little thumbs up.
Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell so you can get notifications when we post more amazing videos like this one. And as always,
to beam out.